So I'm Chris Hutchinson, and I'm a co-host of Blockchain Banter, so co-host of Rock the Casper. I probably do a load of other stuff as well, Crumpet Media. Yeah, but I'm quite active in the space, and this is our first live production of Blockchain Banter. Wolfie's Bar has become a sort of central hub for crypto now, which is fantastic. And it's not just for Casper communities, it's for any sort of crypto community. So really, industry is looking at blockchain technology, and they will be looking for the fastest, securest, and most decentralized network that is going. And that is Casper. It will be adopted not because it's being forced down people's throats. You're not hard selling to people. It will be adopted because if you're not using this infrastructure, your company, you won't have the edge. Your company will fall behind. Casper is literally going to be real-time decentralization, which is a first of its kind. And Jonathan will be speaking about more on that in next week, I think, at the Oxford Union, which is, again, massive. Bitcoin, that happens 10 minutes, every 10 minutes. And to get real finality, you need to wait for about an hour. With Casper, you get real finality within 8 seconds. And this is where adoption does happen for industry. I think Jonathan said it best, actually. Jonathan Sompolinsky is the founder of Casper. And he said Casper is going to be sovereignty as a service. Now, when we talk about sovereignty, we mean basically we're cutting middlemen out. You don't need to ask for permission. If you're a business and you're running infrastructure, if you're running through Casper, you don't have to set up a 12-month contract. You don't have to be locked into a 5-year contract with this infrastructure, and you have to pay a monthly subscription. No, with Casper, you've got infrastructure when you want it. It's there, it's ready, and you can use it. You can utilize the infrastructure, and it's totally decentralized, which is fantastic. So when we look at Bitcoin, we have sovereignty in being your own bank. You don't need to have permission to send value. You can just do it. It's censorship resistant, which is fantastic. Bitcoin is a really incredible bit of tech. But industry is looking into it. And the reason industry is looking into blockchain technology is for a few key points, I'd say. One is no single point of failure. When you're running infrastructure, look at AWS, for example. If you're running a server and your business runs a server through AWS and they go down, you're snookered. You are literally losing money every second you're down. Your business is down, and the competition that isn't running through AWS is now taking your clients. So that's a big. But Bitcoin has its drawbacks. Again, it's the 10-minute block delay, like it's the 10-minute block time. You don't want to be sending money for Wolfie's Bar, for example. You don't want to be sending a Bitcoin transaction over the layer 1 network and then waiting 10 minutes just to get confirmation. Yeah, I know you had it at Blue Mango, didn't you? Yeah. So again, you don't want to be waiting that long period of time for your transaction to go through. But that's one aspect of sovereignty. So then you've got the other aspects of sovereignty. So like Ethereum, they've got programmability, smart contracts. Again, the sovereignty is there because it takes the middlemen out of the equation. You don't have to rely. You just have to rely on the smart contract itself. You don't have to rely on an intermediary. You don't need to rely on a middleman to fulfill that smart or that contract for you. So you've got sovereignty there, but then you're losing out on all the goodness on Bitcoin, the security and decentralization of it. And funnily enough, people and certainly businesses value that decentralization aspect because, again, the single point of failure, you don't want to rely on one company, one entity, one infrastructure that could go down on you. Solana is a perfect example of that. Solana is still decentralized, but not as decentralized. So then you get sort of scales of sovereignty. Done is an absolute breakthrough in technology, and it really, really is, because it's managed to take all the best points of Bitcoin with its security and its decentralization and it's managed to scale it. So then, like I said, you're getting confirmation and you're getting settlement within 8 seconds. That's insanely fast for companies. And it's censorship resistant. You don't have to rely, you don't have to ask permission to do something using Casper's technology. Um, and that's a big deal for industry. And that is exactly why people like Wolf, who understand how this works, can see that it's going to be and is becoming part of our adoption. It's going to be integrated into every aspect of our lives. Whether it's you go down the route of being completely sovereign, where you run your own node, you run your own miner, you mine your own transactions to your own node. Casper allows you to do that, and very cheap. They're also looking at speed. The speed really does. It counts for a lot. I mean, speed's always been something that we've looked at throughout history. The reason we have roads is because the Romans wanted to get army to the battlegrounds as quick as possible, quicker than their enemies, to get ammunition through, everything like that. So everything's about speed. If you look at high frequency trading, they will literally set up offices next to the closest server so they get milliseconds in front of their competition, because it matters. Speed matters, and it really does matter in the crypto space as well. And when we talk about speed, certainly in crypto, we like to compare, obviously, crypto to money. So, for example, Bitcoin. Bitcoin gives us sovereignty in money. Be your own bank. Now, with Visa, it's very centralized, but it's very quick. But it's quick in a sense of throughput. So on average, Visa do about 3,000 transactions per second. Now, that's just throughput. It's not actual finality. Your money isn't actually in your account until about 2 to 3 days later, because all the ledgers need to line up. You're using a middleman that is putting the throughput through, and it's saying that the money's there, but actually it's not until all the ledgers have been updated. Everybody who's paid with cash here today has used, it is part of that adoption, is part of that growth. Wolfie is, or Wolf, sorry, is certainly someone who is a front runner in this space. He knows that crypto isn't going anywhere and it's here to stay. And he's right, it definitely is. If you look at the adoption rate of crypto, it's insane. It took 21 years to reach 300 million users for phones, mobile phones. It took 15 years to reach 300 million users for the internet. It's taken 12 years to reach 300 million users for. Hopefully you've all got your Castle wallets downloaded. Massive thanks to Castle and to Kef as well for sponsoring this event. 40% discount on anything you buy, beer, drinks, food. All thanks to them. It's 40%. Long story short for me, because I normally do go on, this is why I think Casper will be adopted and why industry is adopting Casper.